It's the 10 to 1 podcast with your host, Bradometer, featuring Ben Conowitz and Nate Laux. And here's the podcast.
Welcome, friends.
Hey, we did it.
And SNL has a new episode.
This is the...
Yeah, we did it. It's a new episode.
No, what are you guys doing?
We're getting into the hip music spirit because Sabrina Carpenter was a host and musical guest.
Now, I thought...
That's exactly how our songs sound.
I thought that she was a home builder. I made a mistake.
I guess she's a carpenter. You didn't get that.
I didn't get it.
He was making a carpenter joke.
I'll tell you, she definitely raised my tent.
Anyway, that's not even carpentry.
All right, that's weird.
Oh, it's a good tent.
No, it's not.
It's got a strong foundation.
Anyway, okay. So Sabrina Carpenter hosted. This is the third episode of season 51.
And I think it's safe to say SNL's back, baby.
Safe to say, after a tough 11th season, they're back in action finally.
No, overall, and we'll get into it, I'm very happy with this episode.
Me too.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Oh, shut
Jesus,
the front
get the
door.
fuck out
Are
of
you
here.
kidding me?
It's fine. We'll get
Again, Brad, family podcast.
That doesn't matter.
Don't do the F word.
This is a PG.
Fuck.
No.
There you go. Just got us an R rating. Doesn't matter anymore. Do they rate podcasts?
No.
They do.
They do put explicit on them.
Yeah.
But it's up to us. Like, they don't listen.
we can say don't rate us.
No,
explicit.
it's safe. It's safe.
I love it. Bunch of 13-year-old snack podcasters listening to us.
We do push this podcast to the elementary school crowd.
We do. I hand out a cassette tape to them. They don't know what.
Well, that's a different thing.
Let me say this. So, all right. So last week I told you I didn't think it was a great episode. The 4 of my friends that listen to this, I've got only 4 friends. All 4 listen to this podcast. I don't listen to our other one, but they love the SNL one, and so they were like, "Hey, you were absolutely right about SNL this week. It was not a great episode."
Do those people watch SNL all the time?
Yeah, they're dedicated. Why would they listen to the podcast if they didn't listen to?
Well, maybe they just like you.
No, they don't though. Like that was the thing.
That's so self-deprecating. Oh no, they hate me.
No, I know for a fact that's not true. But here's the thing: is they do talk to me still though, and they're like, "You're absolutely right. Last couple episodes of SNL has not been good."
First of all,
Brad and Ben.
let's be clear. We didn't say the episodes were good.
No, you guys were glowing.
No.
You're
oh my god.
Glowing
He's
about.
such a like. I don't. He like the 10 Commandments are a thing, Nate. I know that you know this.
Right,
you don't know that.
No, first of all, you do not know that. All right, so
don't even.
I want to bring up
that magic
something
in here.
that I did not bring up last time, and it's almost like
Oh no, he did bring it up last time because I know what he's gonna say, and he was negative about it, and I told him he was being too negative about it and being too hard on SNL for the first couple episodes as they get in the groove.
I forget, obviously, that I just watched all those documentaries about how hard the show is, right? And not just that. That's sure. There's some grace you need to give because it's live comedy, but one thing that I did not remember is that the writers are like mini directors, right? So they literally will say, you have to stand here. I need more inflection out of your voice when you deliver that line. They do that kind of stuff. With new writing staff that's never done that before, how uncomfortably hard is that to get like 2 weeks to figure that out? So I apologize. The first couple of those episodes should be a little rough around the edges because writers are finding their footing like that.
Okay.
It's not necessarily that they're badly written. A lot can go wrong in a sketch, if you are a novice kind of director, right? So
let me
I'm
respond.
sorry. I apologize.
Let me respond to this.
Yes, I'm sorry.
So what you're saying is not a lie. However, we do have executive producers on the show as well. We do have people that have been there for a long time to coach these young writers up.
Yeah,
sure.
And so there's Lorne Michaels there, who allegedly has a high standard, right?
So that's actually you're making my point for me. I am sorry to the writers. I'm not sorry that the show is not great.
Sure,
I'm because you're right. There are people that have been there a long time that need to have the hand on the wheel if it's not right, but. This is not the writing's fault, and I feel like maybe I thought I said something last week.
Granted, there are some sketches that were not very good in each episode, and were rough around the edges.
But you're still finding your way, and I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
There wasn't very good last week
I had
was
more
not
fun,
a very good episode.
I had more fun with Bad Bunny for sure.
Yes.
Last week was disappointing because
Nate, I think you're forgetting. We didn't think last week's episode was better than Bad Bunny. We thought Bad Bunny's was a little bit better.
But you still said it was okay. It wasn't okay. It was a bad episode.
Bad Bunny?
No. Last week. It was not a good episode.
It was not a good episode.
Thank you.
But it was not the writer's fault.
Brad, I don't
And
think
also
do you agree with that? It was not a good episode.
It was not a good episode, but it was not a terrible episode.
Oh, jeez Louise.
No, there's a difference. You know what? This chicken sandwich is not good. This chicken sandwich is terrible. There's a difference.
Okay, yeah, you're saying out of a 1 to 10, it got a 3 instead of a 1. I get it, but it's still a 3, and we should get better than a 3, right?
Maybe,
now,
but
here's where I'm gonna be kind.
We know season premieres are rough though, and
Yep, I
especially
agree.
when you have so many new people.
And
That's what we're saying.
they're infinitely on their worst day. They're infinitely more funny and talented than me. However, I do think this cast so far and these writers so far are not gelling in the way that they should yet. And when they do, I think it's going to be great.
Did you see this episode?
Yeah, actually, so that's what I'm going to say is this episode feels like they did figure out some stuff because this episode is very good.
Very
and
good.
All right.
let's get into it.
Cold open Domingo.
Pass.
Really? Thank you. My point exactly.
Okay, hold on.
No. That's
This was a terrible sketch.
That's being very
Hold
disappointing.
on.
This was not a terrible sketch.
This was a terrible sketch.
First,
No, this is terrible.
It's not
It was terrible.
Okay, hold on. Grow up, first of all.
No,
Jesus
terrible.
Christ.
Terrible.
You're like a petulant child.
Terrible.
No, not terrible.
Hey,
the pacing,
no, it wasn't just terrible. It was terrible.
Nate, shut up.
Charles Barkley.
This is the most controversial start to
Jesus
an episode
Christ.
we've ever had.
Well,
What is
because he
going
just
on?
he
No,
just
because
won't
it's
take his-
like talking to a
Look at him over there. Look at him over
yeah,
there.
okay, yeah.
Look at his face.
For the
Oh,
lis-
did Larry David come on the fucking show? Jesus Christ.
for the listener, they're both animatedly pointing at each other,
Look at him. Look at him over there.
literally pointing at each other.
Look at his face.
No one can see you but me. you
Did
chuckle fucks.
Notre Dame lose or something?
No, they won. That's why the episode
Did you
was
shit
late.
your pants at church?
No, but that's why the episode was late. But what I love about this is our listeners can't see. We're essentially in the dark down in here anyway because the lights
Come
are out,
on.
and so
You
we're
know,
pointing at each
and
other.
now
in the dark.
you're slamming my podcast palace.
So this was
Man.
for me. I think the biggest problem with this one was the pacing felt off, and it felt like maybe they just went back to the well too soon with it. I do think there are things about it that worked though. I thought the song choices were fun, and I think that there's some amusing things in the lyrics, but like there was something with the rhythm, both literally and figuratively, in the sketch that made it feel off.
Here's the thing, though. This was the first time that I kind of realized that.
You miss political cold open.
No. I was glad they didn't do a political cold open. But
I do wonder if the sketch that ended up being the political one was maybe initially the cold open. I wonder if they made a last minute swap because they knew people were going to be tuning in for Sabrina Carpenter and like, well, we got to do Domingo up front then.
Okay, but here's the thing: is I missed in this sketch Heidi and Ego. I don't think it came together as much. I think if you go and rewatch the previous Domingos, they brought a lot to that, and their confidence. And I'll say this: the girls on that were kind of singing didn't have the same chemistry and didn't have the same. I don't know, just pizzazz as this one did.
I don't know. I think Veronica Slowikowska and Ashley Padilla both really did a great job.
Ashley Padilla is a star, by the way.
Yeah, 100%.
In this episode,
This episode, like
she's my MVP right now.
me
I'm
too,
sorry.
me too.
We're not going to bear the lead here. She's the MVP of the episode.
100%
She was
agree.
amazing in this episode.
Of
And
the
she's
good
been
things in
amazing
this
so
episode,
far.
she was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
No, she's only getting better. But yeah, no, this was not a terrible sketch. We've seen terrible sketches,
So
Nate.
I also think that kind of if I'm playing diplomacy person here a little bit.
Good words.
I'm really good at words. That's why I'm really good at diplomats. So I think though the thing I miss about Ego and Heidi is I knew that they can sing, and this sketch you're supposed to purposely not be able to sing.
Yeah.
These new cast members, I'm not sure who can sing, who can't.
Well-
So it just seems like maybe they are trying or not. I get what the bit is supposed to be, but if you can't already sing, it's not as funny.
I mean, I think that it was pretty clear that Veronica knows how to sing.
Well, sure.
As we find out later in the episode. But even then, like it's difficult to sing
sound
badly.
bad, yeah.
And so you have to be able to sing good in order to sing poorly, unless like you're just like, at least on purpose, you know?
Okay, a couple more critiques of this. A, didn't know any of the songs. Not a single one.
Okay, so there's the problem right there, is that you're just old as fuck, first of all.
How many did you know about?
So full disclosure, I didn't think they were covering songs. I just thought they were.
Oh my God, guy. Okay, guy. No,
that's not a slam. I just
Okay,
I
Okay, listen. If you're gonna
but we
hold
don't
on,
listen
no.
to like pop.
If
we
we're
don't
gonna
like listen to the pop radio like you do. We listen
Oh,
to
I'm
real
sorry.
music.
You don't listen to one of the biggest fucking artists in the world right now. The first song is Taylor Swift's single off her new album. The second song is from Lady Gaga.
I don't listen to
Are
either.
you kidding me?
Well,
I don't
listen
listen
to
to
This
Taylor
is
Swift.
okay.
But
Hold
here's
on,
the
no,
thing,
no,
though,
no,
here's the
hold
thing,
on,
though.
no.
The difference between you and me is that I'm not a 15-year-old
This is
little
where you.
girl.
This is where you shut up. If you're gonna do a podcast with 2.5 white male hosts, then you need to know your shit when it comes to pop culture. The fact that you had no idea or even didn't even look to see what these songs were after the sketch was done is bullshit.
In every other Domingo iteration, I knew all the songs.
And you know
This
what's funny
one,
about
I
those songs is they're the same kind of songs, pop songs that you said you don't listen to because you're busy with your Notre Dame games.
Okay, but again though, I didn't know any of the songs, so it didn't hit this time because I didn't know any of the songs. I didn't know any of the stuff, right?
If it's when did this is not me doing a bit. When did Taylor Swift's album drop?
Last week.
2 weeks ago.
All right, I definitely have not heard one song from it because I don't listen to Taylor Swift.
I don't listen to the
That
radio.
one's not really my fault.
You probably heard it at Target.
No, I haven't been to Target in 2 weeks, but also I don't listen to the radio like you do.
I don't listen to the radio either.
So you purposely listen to Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift.
No, went
Where would you even hear them then?
Target.
Are you?
Okay.
What,
Well,
this is-
okay. If you're fucking
No, I'm just kidding. I
if your
purposely-
bully pulpit up here is you get over there. Well, let me just tell you.
You didn't go to Target.
You didn't go to Target.
No, I'm just kidding.
You listened to Target.
I listened to them purposely. Also, I didn't know what the third song was.
Piece of shit.
Also,
He got hold on. He got so no. This is where you
shut up. You shut your
No,
face.
because he's over there getting all worked up and high and mighty. I didn't know the song, so things aren't funny to me. Sorry, I'm not aware of stuff.
But that is part of comedy, is actually finding the thing that the most people are going to laugh about.
We have talked about though how there are things that we are not aware of, and the comedy still works.
You know what? If they brought in a Death Cab song that only I know, right, and only the Death Cab fans
You're right,
know,
Nate. If they brought in a
Listen.
really sad song and parodied that would have been much funnier.
No. It wouldn't have been funny because nobody knows it, right? And so this
Lots of
was
people know
another.
Death Cab songs.
What?
Oh my god.
Lots of people know Death Cab songs.
You're the worst. I thought you were in speech and debate.
I know
this is-
you are
you're
terrible at
failing
debate. You're
debating
terrible.
this.
You're
You're
terrible.
not even debating. You're just saying bullshit to make yourself feel better.
You didn't even know the third song.
You didn't know any of the songs.
I didn't think they were.
You're
real
really
songs.
upset about this, and I don't understand why. But also, here's another
You're supposed to
thing.
know things.
I do know a lot of this.
I agree though with Nate though that if you put something out there that let's say isn't in the cultural zeitgeist, and so obviously only a niche group of people would know. Hold on,
A
let me
niche group
finish.
of people, the number one
let me
song
fin-
in the
I
world
said-
on the number one album in
I
the
said-
world that just came out.
I said, let me finish because you're interrupting and you got to listen.
he's really heightened
you have to
tonight.
listen to the whole argument before you push back.
Yeah, seriously, buddy.
So
hey, pal.
if you've got something super niche in the world and you make a comedy sketch about it, the vast majority of us aren't going to know, right? But it should still be funny. And then if you make one where everybody should know what it is, but a few people don't, the few people that don't, you should still find it funny. That's my point.
Yeah, but it's not niche.
And also,
It's not Nietzsche either.
Let's move on here, because here's another criticism. Okay, you got a recurring character here. What are they doing new to this? What are they doing different that's actually making this any funnier than the first one or two?
I mean, I'm not sure
Nothing.
that's. I'm not
It's
sure that's
getting worse.
I don't know
It
that
is
that's.
this is the worst
Oh
of
my
all
god!
of them.
All he wants to do is just keep just fucking.
Okay,
All right, we're going
Is
to
this
do a
not
rule
the
where you
worst?
guys can't overtalk each other because nobody wants to listen to that, honestly, for 45
I know,
minutes
but-
of you
but
screaming at each other. So
he
you guys-
interrupts me.
Okay, let's take
I
a
don't
pause.
like
Let's
him.
take a pause. Let's take a pause.
I would.
I don't care. You already made your point. Time.
Oh my gosh.
If the no, do me a favor and tell me another recurring sketch that does that all the time, because that's kind of a trait of SNL recurring sketches is they don't necessarily bring anything new to the table. They repeat the bit because it's funny and they just change it up slightly, but it's not like a total revamp or anything that's super refreshing to the sketch formula because they're using the formula that worked already.
Okay.
So why wasn't this one as funny as the previous
This
one?
was
Because they're not always as funny as the
Would you
previous
agree
one.
this is the worst one they've done of this iteration?
Well,
I'm asking Ben, not you.
The problem for me...
You don't get to determine who answers questions.
What is your problem?
What is your deal?
You today.
So in this moment, this is how many Domingo sketches in now?
Like
4?
18.
No, I think that this is the 4th or 5th because they did
And
two
so-
before the 50th anniversary.
And so I do feel like with a sketch like this, there are going to be diminishing returns, and I think we've reached that point. I just don't find it as funny. I don't think it's valuable to do it anymore.
Maybe, but I
Fourth.
think
This is the fourth one.
Or waiting for a while and then bringing it back.
I think that's the ebb and flow of recurring characters. Is sometimes you need a little bit of break, sometimes you bring it back, and like they don't do recurring characters nearly as much as they used to in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Of course not. But if you've got it's not just the recurring sketch or the recurring character, it's both.
Yeah.
So like you're doing the exact same motions with the exact same characters.
That's SNL.
No. But you take even on a bad thing like making copies, from the 90s, they would put him in different. Yes, it's always about kind of that, but it wasn't the same exact thing as far as I'm cheating on my husband. That the narrative does shift to a different thing. Head Wound Harry was in a lot of different situations. It's time to take Domingo and make him do something else other than just be the song and then he shows up.
I mean,
right?
I think that the formula for this sketch changes just as much as any other recurring one. They change what the event is. They change where they're traveling, what they're traveling for, and that informs the lyrics as far as like what happens in the parodies of the
fair.
song.
But
And the songs
but
themselves are always different too.
What's up with that though? Did this exact thing, except with a few different, get the guest characters.
That's a different kind of comedic formula.
But no,
though.
it's a recurring, repeating thing with the exact same people in it, and it was hilarious every time.
It's
was great
not
every
the
time.
exact same people. Like whenever they always had a 2 or 3 totally random, strange things that like came in and danced or like did some kind of like thing. So they're always changed like that.
So maybe
the only constant.
Maybe that's my point then, is that Domingo needs to do something different.
Agreed.
Because
Oh,
that's
no,
why it's not funny.
I know. Like that's what I mean though. Is like the sketch is doing exactly what recurring sketches have always done. This was a poorer iteration of it, but I don't think it's a downright terrible sketch.
Okay.
Like I said, we've seen terrible sketches. Like put it in perspective as to what a sketch is actually bad.
I don't know that. Like I don't want to have a conversation constantly about like, well, it's not the worst thing that I've ever
That's
seen.
just it. It was
so,
a bad
so
sketch.
it's okay.
No, I'm not saying it's
Let
okay.
me say this.
It's okay to say it was bad. Move on. Like,
I don't
you know
think
what I'm
I don't think it was bad,
I
though.
don't, so
Okay, but you don't. I do.
What I don't
That's
want to
fine.
get
I
into
didn't say
is
that you had to.
I don't know why we're starting all of a sudden to get into this in the pantheon of all sketches. Where does this fall? Like compared to what they used to do with the Domingo, it's
Because
not
I
as
think-
good. But why are we still talking about it?
Let me also say,
I think there's too much hyperbole sometimes. Like to say that this is a terrible sketch doesn't feel.
No, but you can't, because you can say there have been 1,000 sketches, and this is in the bottom 30%. So that's terrible
terrible.
area, and that's okay because there's been a lot.
I don't think it's terrible.
and also, I don't know if we need to like just like coach people on the words that they say right now. Okay, I'm feeling a little sensitive.
it's not really coaching. It's just I don't know, language variance.
All right, hey, can I make a point real quick though?
No,
Oh, damn it. All right.
Well, Papa's gonna start drinking. You guys have a great night.
start drinking.
All right.
Quote fingers.
So this is the fourth Domingo. This is the fourth Domingo. Okay. First two, right? You had the first one that was great. The second one pretty much did the same thing as the first one. Third one, you bring in Pedro Pascal and Bad Bunny. So you've got the escalation.
Sure.
This fourth one had okay. What are you doing?
So
that escalates from that one.
well,
Nothing.
I mean, but you don't. First of all, if you constantly escalate whenever you're doing recurring, you eventually hit a wall.
Then they hit the
so
wall.
you don't always have to escalate.
But it did. It went back to the earliest formula, and now I'm going.
So I know-
what's new now.
Obviously,
what's different.
Even
the third one was 50th anniversary, though. You can't do that all the time.
even I know, and I remember that. Obviously, even though I'm not huge into the cultural zeitgeist like a lot of things, it makes sense that this sketch was on in the first place because Domingo did blow up at a Sabrina Carpenter concert. She's hosting. He was gonna probably play Domingo in any sketch in this episode, no matter what. So I get why the sketch was here.
Yeah, you don't bring Sabrina Carpenter in and then not do Domingo, because when Domingo started, it was the main like draw of it was they parodied Sabrina Carpenter's song Espresso and put Domingo in. Then you brought Sabrina Carpenter in when it was 50th anniversary because she was already there performing with Paul Simon.
So of
and so when
course,
she hosts, you
this
have
makes
to
sense.
do Domingo. Doesn't mean it's going to be good. It doesn't mean it's great. But like I said, I also don't think it's terrible either. I think that the pacing was off pretty much throughout the entire thing, and that made it feel like it stumbled a lot. But I don't think it was like terrible.
All right, duly noted. All right, moving on. Monologue, hosting for the first time Sabrina Carpenter, a 2-time musical guest, talks about the cover of her new album, Man's Best Friend, and engages with the audience. The segment also features Kenan Thompson. Ben, what'd you think of this?
Well, because Brady Bear sent over that Bowen Yang was going to be missing this episode, right? You sent us the article.
Yeah, at least when it comes to the live stuff.
Yeah. So he was going to be out of the episode. So yeah, I know what you're saying. Like because he's receiving an award.
There was a gala at the Academy Museum in Los Angeles, California, and he was receiving some kind of honor,
the Vantage Award.
Yeah, along with 3 other people.
So good excuse to miss work. I get it. So when they revealed that it was him holding her hair, I was like, oh, this is how they're going to work him in this week. They're maybe going to do a few things like this. So I was happy to still see him.
What'd you think?
So I liked this for the most part. I kind of was hoping it was going to be funnier because Sabrina Carpenter herself is a very funny person. I felt like the audience stuff it was
the crowd work stuff.
Yeah, it felt like it was missing something. I get the bit that they were doing as her just like pretending like the most boring stuff was interesting, but it felt like there should have been another step up as to like something that like the way she reacted or something that happened with the crowd that didn't quite reach the level that I was expecting.
It almost peaked it. She sat down and he goes, what do you say, like a hedge fund or whatever? And she's like, cool, and walked away from him. I thought that was really clever and funny, but then the looking like the brother thing, and then it didn't really go anywhere, right? And
it just felt like it like just ended suddenly.
Yeah.
I also didn't think that the jokes were that good in this either, right? I wrote one down that she said, "There's so much more to me. I'm not just horny. I'm also turned on." It's like
that's the delivery though. Like I did think that was clever enough because she delivers it, and then also it's the rule of threes, right? So she went into the third one,
and also same.
it felt easy, right? It didn't feel, but again though, I think she's charming. She's cute. Like it works enough. But I just thought it was kind of with the first 2 sketches. So the cold open and this one just felt a little jilted to me. It just felt a little like or stilted. Like it didn't all flow together real well. And like you said, Brad, the crowd work thing just didn't work for me.
So the crowd work, and also I don't know that the crowd was the best crowd this episode. And I'll explain a little bit during Weekend Update.
They didn't give the reactions that you thought they should.
They didn't act like they were there. Like okay, we'll just talk about it a little bit later.
Maybe they were the me in this.
But I just disagree that like if you're in the audience watching this stuff, you're not laughing harder than you're Like I just didn't understand. And like they were late on some like they didn't get a few things. I'm like, is this just a dumb crowd, bad crowd?
That's my problem. I'm dumb.
That you just don't get it.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough.
All right, moving on. Boys Podcast / Snack Homies.
I paused this so quickly.
A group of 12-year-old boys, Sabrina Carpenter, Chloe
So
Feynman.
you paused this so quickly?
I'll tell you why.
Jane Wickline and Veronica Slowakowska host a podcast about snacks and interview President Trump, played by James Austin Johnson. This is written by Chloe Feynman, Will Steven, Asher Ward, and Carl Tart. Brady Bear, what did you think?
I like this a lot.
Oh, really?
That's
why I paused it. I paused it because like this is a podcast about junk food. Like this is exactly what. Brad
It's not even that, honestly. Because so first of all, this is based on a real podcast. In case you didn't know,
I did not know that.
No, maybe that would make me like this better then.
Gosh, you guys are just so out of touch. It's really kind of sad.
Oh no, I like this one.
That's fine.
I know, but
the fact that you still don't know that this is a real thing.
Exactly.
There is a podcast out there that is literally hosted by like 12-year-old teenage boys that has gotten pretty popular on TikTok and stuff like that, and they talk about snacks, and it's just
called that snack.
It's called Snack Homies.
Oh my god!
Not with a Z though. I think that they kind of changed that up just to kind of be that. But yeah, so. Not only is it just like a funny execution itself, but like everyone is so good at pretending to be a 12-year-old boy in this.
Yeah, that was the unk.
They change their voices ever so slightly, and they like legit sound like 12-year-old kids. Yeah. And I
really like this.
The constant slang was great, and then I was not expecting Trump, so when he showed up, it really did kind of take it to a different level, and I also liked that it injected a bit of new life into the political humor because they did a previous, podcast one before that they brought Trump in, but that was a politically based podcast. So this comes out of left field, was not expecting it, and I thought it worked so well because
it's a great crossover, if you will. And it's because he's able to kind of, we don't. And the good parody of Trump now is where you can take him and put him into a position that he actually wouldn't be. So this and him calling the 13, which one of these is unk?
Yeah.
And trying to like, oh yeah, no, that's fire. Actually thinks he doesn't say, which is parody. And that's okay. That's Trump saying things he wouldn't say instead of Trump saying something heightened than what he already did say,
Okay, I thought this was fine. I didn't think it was bad. So I want to get this out there. Don't be mad at me. I didn't think this was bad. But what I would argue is I think this would have made it better cold open because you have Trump in there. You have I think it just opens better.
I did say that, I wondered if
Yep.
they intended to use this as the cold open, but then they were just like, oh no, we've got Sabrina, we do Domingo up front because we know that the audience is going to be watching.
And I think I would have liked this better almost as a cold open, but I thought it was good. Like it was fine. I just didn't love it.
So it wasn't fire?
It was fire. I will say what
The
you've
kids not
said
even say
about
mid anymore because I didn't even hear them say. They didn't say mid
no, that's done.
They didn't say bodacious either.
or radical.
I will say that you're absolutely right. The cast was great in their acting. I thought Jane Wickline was particularly really good.
Mm-hmm.
Chloe Feynman that did, I thought, the best Kyle Mooney impression of.
And Sabrina Carpenter was great.
Yeah, she was good.
Everyone was great. Everyone was great.
Yeah,
Everyone
so
was great.
this wasn't chopped.
Nope.
Not chopped.
Not chopped.
You know what's funny is I learned about Chopped on Smartless the day before I watched SNL.
Oh, that's
because they
funny.
were talking about slang on it and
Oh, that's funny. We're learners.
All right, moving on. Plans. Movie trailer reveals the horrifying story of a couple played by Sabrina Carpenter and Ben Marshall with plans they forgot about, by the way. Okay, never mind. Also features Sarah Sherman, Mikey Day, Tommy Brennan, and Andrew Smukes. This is written by Chris Warner, Shooter Seidel, and Mikey Day. This is kind of a mock Blumhouse horror film trailer. I know Ben loves Blumhouse. But
Blumhouse.
Blumhouse, is it really?
I like them too.
Yeah, both of them. We can like both of them. Brad, what did you think of this one?
It's fine. No, I really like this
I
one.
was I like this one. I was gonna be like, oh crap.
really, really well put together trailer that captures the horror vibe, and also just a great,
Great premise.
Yeah, great premise, and it's
Because we've all felt this, right?
Well, again, I paused. I looked at Ashley. I was like, Jesus Christ! They made one for me.
Yeah, exactly.
The premise
I
itself-
do it to myself all the
do
time.
that tonight?
I'm like, I will. Oh man, I'm hyped up. Yeah, you know what? We should have that on September 15th. That weekend. I'm checking my schedule right now, bro. Put you in.
The premise itself is familiar. I think Mulaney has a bit in one of his stand-up specials where he's like, "There's no better feeling than canceling plans."
Oh yeah,
or something
he
like
talks.
that.
I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, "Oh, what's that?" Yeah, no. The music one, where he's like, the club music it used to be like, everything's tonight's the night, and we're gonna live forever. And then they should make pop music for dance music for over 30-year-old people, where it's like, this Wednesday's no good, but it doesn't matter. We'll reschedule for 8 months, and nothing matters.
It's a good sketch geared towards adults for sure, and the escalation of who Sarah Sherman's character is as a cousin, and the way it keeps getting worse, and the details.
That escalation's great.
Yeah,
I did like this sketch quite a bit. I also like, again, what I love about these things is when SNL just gets the little bit of truth about little things that you don't think about. The guy that shows you an 11-minute YouTube video, right?
Yeah.
I would have never made a joke about that, but when he did that, I'm like, I have four people in mind that would do that exact thing.
Yeah,
right?
Ben.
I know.
No, but you guys all know those guys. They're like, hey, watch this thing. And you're like,
Yeah.
11 minutes.
No, hold on, it's coming. Hold on.
Exactly. And so that style of writing and humor is just fantastic.
I've been around people that don't do the YouTube thing, but they're like, I just can't believe you haven't seen, and then it's whatever show, right? I just can't believe you haven't seen Yellowstone.
Or you haven't heard this
And
new Taylor
and
Swift
like-
song.
Oh, you guys aren't watching Bosch?
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it's a.
Damn it.
It is a
I
real.
thought you were making something up. No, but then a half an hour later, they'll find you at the same party and be like, because one good thing about Yellowstone, man. And, oh my God. Do you work for them?
All right. Hey, guys.
Yellowstone's pretty good though.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just kidding. I've never seen it.
Fuck
Hey, guys.
you.
Can we agree? We all like this similar sketch. Way to go, guys.
Hey, we did it.
We're back together. Hey, don't break up with me, Brad.
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, Shop TV Pillow hosts Rhett and Bev, played by Mikey Day and Ashley Padilla, welcome a designer, played by Sabrina Carpenter, to showcase her new luxury neck pillow. It also features James Austin Johnson as Tim Tucker, Tommy Brennan, Jeremy Culhane, and Kenan Thompson as the voice of callers. Sabrina Carpenter played an innocent pillow inventor who inadvertently created an obscene product. As somebody that loves obscene products, Ben, what did you think of this sketch?
So as soon as I see those two lovely humans in that garb, and they do the HSN or the Home Shopping Network stuff, I know that I'm in for a good time. Like, I haven't ever been disappointed by one of these. They're always the props department.
The shop TVs, yeah.
They always come up with a way to make it great. Odell, and the producer, and telling them to cover it up, whatever. Sabrina Carpenter had a great line to start this, where look at you, you're such a short thing, and she says something along the lines of, "Grandma always said short people are tallest in heaven." Mm-hmm. And then Mikey Day's response,
it's kind of sad.
"Oh, it's kind of sad though." I was already laughing at that. So that's a great joke, great way to open it, and I loved it.
I know we all know, the listeners of this podcast know how much you love Heidi Gardner, but I thought Ashley Padilla did a great job filling in for
she was
Heidi
fantastic.
Gardner.
And let's not forget that the sketch actually originated with Cecily Strong anyway.
Oh, I didn't remember that. That's correct.
So this is, Ashley Padilla can do no wrong in my eyes right now. She's
and she was a great replacement.
She's
for
amazing.
sure.
Yeah. I'm very happy with that. Yeah.
So what did you think, Brett?
No, this was great. These sketches are pretty reliable, and it's always fun to see how they can turn a normal thing into a really gross thing. And the reactions from Mikey Day are really my favorite part of it. He's just so good as this character. I do think that the one thing that I was missing this time, though, is a joke that they had done several times previously, and I wish they would have figured out a way to bring it back. But they always do something with the sounds picked by the producer that catches them off guard. Because my favorite one is I think I got it timed right. Is the one where there's a scream.
PM, which means it's time for squill deals.
yeah.
And then they did another one too where it was like they got a moan, and it was like a sexy moan. And it was supposed to be like a creepy one.
Yeah, do that.
So yeah, they didn't really have anything like that.
Well,
but
the only thing they had is at the end, right, when he pushes through the vagina,
right,
and they play the baby sound. Oh, Dale, don't play a baby sound. That was pretty funny.
Okay, do you guys remember? This is the fourth time they've done Shop TV. Do you remember the hosts that have been on each one of them?
So the first one was
you got it. I know it's in your head.
Drod Carmichael, and then Adam Driver, and then Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Buddy, this is absolutely serious. Constantly impressed with your memory. You've got an incredible.
It's mostly
memory.
because I do love these sketches, and I remember them because they're very funny.
Yeah,
remembering that Gerard Carmichael,
it did take him a second.
Well, no. So I will tell you the reason I do know that is because that's the one that sound is from, and so I had to look up the sound, and I knew that, but I wouldn't have remembered that one.
Thanks for that line.
Yeah, would not have remembered that one.
Okay.
But now I think about that episode, and I do remember laughing a lot in that episode.
Oh yeah.
So I should rewatch it.
That first one was it was like a rainbow bright doll that had braided pubes.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Girl Boss Seminar. A woman played by Sabrina Carpenter conducts a seminar on how to be a girl boss. The cast also features Chloe Fineman, Sarah Sherman, Tommy Brennan, Jeremy Colhane, Ashley Padilla, and Keena Thompson. Sabrina Carpenter played a concussed girl boss seminar leader. Let's start with you, Brad. What did you think of this one?
This is one of the sketches where it's not super funny by itself. It's somewhat amusing, but the two kind of flubs that happened and the reaction from the cast in the moment is what made it funnier.
Yeah.
Chloe Fineman, I think, definitely carried the sketch for the most part because her reactions made it funny, especially
she almost broke. Right?
Yeah, when Keenan grabs the body and throws it out the second time.
And you know that he's obviously a consummate pro, but what happens when they miss? Then just pick it up and quickly do it. It'll be fine. That was the funniest thing I've seen.
It made it funnier.
It absolutely did. Especially when it bounces like a knot. It's just so clearly fake. But when Sabrina Carpenter crawls back in the window the first time, I was laughing.
No, it was good.
It was very good. And then of course when she's like, and you're on your period. All the concussion talk was great.
And the one thing I did like about the sketch is as far as the writing is, I did like the constant back and forth of like, oh wait a minute, maybe she
right. Is it girl boss stuff or
especially the FOMO thing. It was like I was like, oh wait, so that was planned?
Wait, FOMO? Yeah.
FOMO, no. So there was really good stuff here. Like it's funny. It's not. I wasn't like rolling or anything. But yeah, like I said, I do think those flubs made it funnier. Did you notice towards the end, the person who got caught twice in the two shots
giving her the
water? Yeah. So quick.
I agree with you. This sketch did make me laugh, but I do think without the flubs, it wouldn't have been that
No,
great.
yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. But it is one of those sketches.
I'm
that,
also a big fan of this. I just rate comedy as I see it. I don't really think like what it would have been, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I laughed hard. I don't
Yeah,
care. It's a
exactly.
good sketch
exactly.
because of that.
And the sketches are what they are,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
so you laugh at
Then
what
you
they
got to
are.
wonder, would Lisa from Temecula have been as
Sure,
funny if
certainly.
Pedro wasn't losing it, and if Bowen didn't crack
Sure,
up?
but I agree that you can have that conversation all day long. In the moment, though, that it worked.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
I think that we disagree though on a lot of that, where it's like I'm still going to give it just as much kudos because I laughed, and you're not because.
Oh no, I'll give it. I just give it a different kind of kudos. Like I there's a qualifier. Like I laughed really hard at this, but not necessarily because they made me laugh. It's because of something that happened by
Yeah,
accident.
I agree. The sketch itself, if you look at just the, it's almost like looking at it as an academic level, right? When you look at the actual formation of the sketch, like it was fine. When you look at how the sketch actually unfolded itself, it ended up being a lot funnier. All right, moving on. Grind song, Middle School Lovin'. A group of middle schoolers, including Sabrina Carpenter, Bowen Yang, Chloe Feynman, Sarah Sherman, Marcelo Hernandez, Jeremy Colhane, Ben Marshall, Kim Patterson, and Veronica Slowakowska, sing a song about grinding at a school dance. It also features Ashley Padilla as a teacher and Keenan Thompson as Principal Adkins. This is written by Bowen Yang, Will Steven, Asher Ward, and Carl Tart. As somebody that did a lot of grinding on middle schoolers,
Whoa,
Ben, what'd you think of this sketch?
Would you like to provide any sort of chronological context?
it was last year.
I did at least put it into past context.
Thank you.
As someone who has ground some sixth graders.
What in the hell is happening right now? No, this was hilarious.
I bet you were a treat at middle school
I was
dances.
the worst. I'm sure. I'm sure there's still some girls out there like their first interaction with somebody had to push away. Idiot Ben, just being like, "Look, Ben, let me knock my hip against you, and that'll be cool."
All right. So, do you think this worked? This song worked?
No, it did very much so. This was very funny. I did laugh. I laughed every time Bowen said. The high pitch got me every single time. They could have done maybe a little bit more with the principal and the teacher, whatever. But realistically, the song is very catchy, very fun, and Bowen's really sold the.
I didn't think the song was as catchy as I wanted it to be. I thought this was fine. I didn't think this was bad at all, but I thought it was just fine. I'm gonna guess you love this, Brad. Is that true?
I agree. Musically, it's not necessarily as strong as something like The Lonely Island,
Exactly, yep.
or like some of the other musical.
I have pretty high standards because oftentimes SNL produces actually some really good bops.
For me, though, it still landed really well because it's just executed so well. I mean, like it really captures that vibe of like being in middle school and like doing what you think is like sexy and like you're like, oh yeah, we're definitely doing something here that's romantic.
When they cut upwards. And then the actual music came on.
Yeah.
And you heard the squeakers,
exactly.
Sneakers squeaking. I died at that. I thought
We've
that's so
been
funny.
to many a fun night.
Yeah.
Did you guys dance with girls at middle school dances, or did you just go and stay on the same side?
No, we were grinding, Nate.
No, I don't think.
I don't think anybody
I honestly
ground.
don't think I did.
No.
Back then.
We there was some slow dancing at
Maybe
some nights though.
maybe high school.
Like the
Yeah, like-
shoulder to shoulder.
Exactly, yeah.
I think they would.
And that was one of the things. I don't remember anybody grinding at a middle school dance.
Well, I mean, I won't know. I mean, I think it definitely happened as you got closer to 8th grade. Like probably the 8th grade dance, there was some grinding, not like super risque. Like
Well, I don't know. I went to a pretty messed up 4th grade. Those fun nights were a-okay with this guy.
yeah, but they were at the teacher's house.
They were. Wait.
I did like the turn of bringing Keenan as the principal into the song and giving him a verse, though. That was fun. And just the look of everyone, too. The fact that they gave Sabrina braces, I did like the very end, too, when it's like, okay, now you touch you touch my butt. And it's like, I don't think that's how it works. It's like, no, it's whatever the person wants.
It's
So-
whatever the person wants, which is great.
All right, moving on. Weekend update. Michael Che and Colin Jost covered Trump freeing George Santos and young Republican group Chat Leaks. Let's do a little bit of the Bradometer. Ben, will you describe the Bradometer for our first-time listeners?
A scale of 0 to 100, Brad Vernoman will take his calculatory device. He will enter that number. That is the Bradometer. Specifically meaning, when Weekend Update happens, is it A, good? Is it B, full of camaraderie between the two hosts, Michael Che and Colin Jost? And C, or 3, wherever we are in the alphabet or the numerical order, did they have overall chemistry between the two of them matters more than whether or not it was good?
Brady Bear, have you put their number into your calculator yet?
No, but I will, and you guys can talk about
Ben,
it.
I gave you like all the time in
Let's
the world.
chat a little
No,
bit.
but
Ben.
you guys have to talk about
What
it.
did
You always
you
do.
think?
So I want to say off the top, this is what I was talking about with the audience. This is the first time that Michael J. and I'm Colin Jost, and there wasn't really a big applause at all.
No.
And it was weird because he was waiting for it and it didn't happen, and then he kind of went into the joke. It didn't ruin anything, obviously.
You know,
wasn't that weird?
that you,
We're
you just-
talking.
You just reminded me. I think you're right about the audience maybe being cold, or maybe for whatever reason not necessarily knowing like the usual audience etiquette. Because the one thing that I did think also was strange was during the monologue. Usually when somebody says my album just came out,
Yeah.
everyone's like, yeah, but like they didn't do it. It's like they didn't know, and it's like that's what you do when they say the thing that they're there for.
I have honestly never heard them not.
Yeah, it was really frustrating. Honestly,
Do you wonder if maybe they had like a legitimate problem with like the audience applause signs?
I'm honestly don't even know if they use applause signs
but no, like,
on
I
SNL.
mean, like if they light up to say like this is when we want you to like whoop whoop. For
No, that's what I'm
Sabrina
saying though.
Carpenter.
I don't think they do that at SNL because like they don't want to like make it fake.
yeah,
Like,
no, that's fair.
They definitely do that like for late night shows and stuff. But like I don't think that they give a cue like, hey, this is
No,
where
you're
supposed
right.
to laugh.
I was thinking of it and in those terms of like, oh, it's pre-recorded and all that shit. Duh. Yeah. And Lorne Michaels, I'm sure, would be vehemently against that. Yeah. So I guess that just means they were weird.
Yeah, it's possible, and it does happen. You know, we like people have talked about. You know,
Well, and it tends to happen though. This is why it's jarring. It tends to happen when there's a K-pop band playing, so the entire audience is K-pop. They're there for that,
yeah.
really.
But
then
if
this
everyone,
is
if everyone's there for
Carpenter's,
Sabrina,
they
yeah,
would have been screaming for her album.
and maybe they just don't know though.
That's weird, man.
Yeah, it could be. We've
right.
had this before.
So
Maybe-
if you were at SNL and you were in the audience, can you hit us up and
Hit
let us
us-
know why you were bad? No, just why they were bad. You were awesome. You were the only one that got it.
Hit us in the titties.
All right, let's go with a number. What did you think of this one, Ben?
I think this one was definitely more than last week because of all of the back.
Does anybody remember the number from last week?
Nope.
Nope. So I'm gonna say 84.
That was the number I was going to go with.
You're
I'll
allowed
go with 80. Okay, I'll go with 84 then.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's 79.
Oh, whoa, you're a little bit.
Less
I didn't
than
love
that
this
week?
one. Didn't like
Less
this one.
than last
You didn't
week.
like this one.
I think
Why did
last
you
week
hate
might have been
this?
78. Honestly,
I thought it was a little higher,
I
but
thought
I
it was
don't remember.
because
I thought it was in the 80s because I went lower and you went higher.
I did 79 last week,
And I
believe
went
you did,
lower.
like 81 or whatever.
I don't care.
Nobody does. Again, solid. I thought it was a solid update. Brutal audience for sure.
Yeah, that was a weird audience.
But I thought it was fine.
I thought the jokes were great.
I
on
really
Update.
liked
Oh
them,
my
yeah.
god, the Argentina joke.
Nobody got though.
exactly.
Nobody got that.
The
joke.
audience sucked.
Yeah, you know why? Because they're probably all under 20.
Yeah, that's a hilarious
Hey,
fucking joke.
hey, everyone, learn some history.
Yeah, that's where
That
the
was
Nazis
a great.
went. You
That was
idiots.
a great
It's
joke.
a great joke.
No, yeah, I think the Weekend Update jokes were good.
But yeah, like after they kind of bombed, like each one of them kind of said something to one another.
Yeah.
And and then they had a direct interaction where he's like, "You okay, man?"
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I think you're wrong.
What do you mean?
79? Like
He always is,
Normally
though.
it'd be way.
Oh,
higher
but
than
it's.
that.
I mean, it was, but it wasn't like a lot of it, and it wasn't like an over like a bunch of back and forth, you know. So like, and plus, don't forget, I reset, it's like I recalibrated, you know. So
We're calibrated.
All right, moving on. Let's do some bits from Weekend Update.
Oh, bits. Let's do bits.
all
man.
right.
Hey, it's old timey baseball, man. Here, tipping his cap to you.
Okay, hey, I'm a chef, and I'm announcing baseball.
This is the worst.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Improv.
Hey, look at he's at first the base, and he brought the meatballs, and he throws it with a great sauce on it.
So wait, every chef that you think is just an Italian
Well,
stereotype?
I made a choice. This is an Italian chef.
All right.
Hey, enjoy my Mediterranean pasta.
Yeah, you do yours. Let's.
Okay.
Tommy Brennan made his Weekend Update debut discussing growing up in the Midwest. This is written by Tommy Brennan, Casey Shornama, Martin Herlihy, and Maddie Weiner. What did you think of this one, Brad?
I thought this was a great debut for Tommy Brennan at the desk.
agree.
I thought it was good.
There's good stand-up material here, really funny stuff. I think that a lot of confidence too. You know,
I thought timing was a little off a little bit, or maybe he was just wanting more response.
So again, I think
I didn't think
audience
the audience
I think it's an
responded
audience
that much.
problem. Yeah.
the rehearsal audience might have been great, by the way.
Right.
Because the way that everyone was kind of pausing, kind of waiting for it to
Yeah.
happen, it maybe is a
That's
reflection
what I
of
was
what
gonna
they
say.
just heard,
The
a better
audience-
audience previously, you know?
Him pausing to wait for a laugh
and
just
then
felt awkward.
And
to
then
me.
he got to go through it, especially the last punchline, which is a groaner, didn't even get any groans.
Yeah.
It was silence.
Yeah, that is the hardest thing about reviewing this
Or maybe
episode.
not
is
groans right away. I should say. I think I did hear some. Groans.
It's hard to separate yourself from, is this a good sketch? Is this a funny sketch? And did the audience laugh?
Right.
Because, Lauren will say, what's a good sketch? Did the audience laugh? Right. And the audience didn't laugh as much for some of these things as we
and they're
think
wrong,
they should.
honestly.
I mean, Lauren would say, no, we're wrong. Right? I mean,
Nah, I disagree.
I disagree with Lauren Michaels.
Yeah.
Because that is his big thing. What is a successful sketch? Did people laugh? That's the biggest thing. And do you disagree with that or no?
Well, if you're saying is it a successful sketch, yes. Is it a funny sketch? That's a different question.
I would posit that because
that's a good comment there, by the way, Brad.
I would say that if the goal is did they laugh, and yes, a lot of us did, but the microcosm of the 200 people in the audience are not the audience.
Yeah, but they influence so much, though.
Sure,
don't they?
but like that's not a successful sketch based
Sure.
on that metric because it's such a small sample size. So I disagree with that.
I do like Tommy Brennan, though, and I'm excited to know him more.
He was
and
great.
He's charismatic. He's fun.
I loved when he did it's one of my favorite things that comedians do, is whenever he does he's like, I look like a picture from a locket from World War I.
Yep.
I look like I was good at basketball before integration.
Yeah. Those are great jokes. And then what did Colin Jost say to him? He said, "You're one of my favorite boys." And what was the joke?
Oh yeah, I forget what it was.
Whatever it
Yeah.
was, but that's a great back and forth there
Yeah.
too. Immediately saying, "Sure,
Yeah.
boys." That was awesome.
What do you think he's bringing to the cast, Tommy Brennan? What do you think, like, maybe based on some of the previous cast members, what do you think he brings?
I think he brings somewhat of a similar thing that Mikey Day does, but maybe with a little bit of Adam Sandler, Pete Davidson. It's not necessarily the same sense of humor as Adam Sandler, but it's that youthful kind of that youthful white guy energy, and that is like an important thing to have on the show.
Youthful and confident, right?
I think I see a little bit more David Spade in there. Like where he's
that's a good point.
He could play smarmy and the Yale jock or
I can
whatever.
see that. Yeah. That's a good call.
All right, moving on. Let's do this one. Movie guy. Let's do that one. Then we're going to do James Austin Johnson. This is a Comfort Time sketch. But the movie guy returned with a segment on scary movies. This is written by Marcelo Hernandez, Martin Hurley, and Jake Norman.
It's a scary movies.
Canon movies.
All right.
I can't do that, can I?
No,
you can't do that. But Brad can.
Can you
Brad,
do it again because it's funny?
See.
What did you think of this, buddy?
This is such a weird thing
Is it
because
growing on you?
And I didn't dislike it the first time. It's such a strange bit because like
I remember you the first time you said
I do remember
the premise is he's the movie guy but he doesn't watch the movies, but there's just something that's so endearing about Marcello's performance as the character that it's just the energy is there, and it's just really a delightful, fun character.
He said it's spooky.
Yeah.
He's got his hands up. I'm like, he's adorable. How do you know?
No, that's really a big part of it, and and I like the stupid puns. He's like, "Saw, I didn't see it."
And the Who's on First bit they did?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It's just so silly.
I know.
And
I am here for it every single time.
I'm the same way.
I really, really liked it.
And Marcelo is a big part of that, right?
He's
Because
the only
is
reason.
so endearing.
It's hard to find anybody else who would be able to deliver it like that and make it worth it.
All right.
Yeah.
Movie guy versus Domingo. Which one do you like better?
Oh, movie guy, come on.
That's what I thought.
It's not even close. Because right now Domingo is batting 33%. and
that's not fair.
movie guy is 100%. He's 2 for 2.
Throughout the episode, he's coming more to my side than he was.
Domingo's 50-50.
Fine. Then it's 100% versus 50.
Yeah, but it's a different kind of sketch.
Okay.
All right, let's do the Comfort Time sketch as well. For those listeners that are new, SNL, when they have to, essentially when the show goes long, they put some of the sketches, rarely, it doesn't happen every episode, on their YouTube page, and we call those Comfort Time sketches.
They were recorded during dress rehearsal.
This is a little bit rare because they do this one here, and sometimes if they can reuse the sketch or they can reuse the character in an episode in the future, they don't post those usually because they want to put those in their pocket, right?
I do wonder what the thought process is, especially behind one like this, because if they put it out, it's typically because it involves the host in some way.
That's exactly right.
And
So I thought this was a little unique.
Yeah.
So this is James Austin Johnson appeared as Manosphere biohacker discussing health information or misinformation. I follow some of these, or like I've seen some of these old health they're all like baby boomers.
Is this
right?
a real guy?
Oh yeah, this
Well,
is this a
this
real
is
name,
real
Brad? 'Cause
guys.
you seem to know.
Specifically-
is this exactly a person who exists. His name.
Specifically, I don't think he's a real guy, but like he's based on real
sure.
people. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. And so there are people like this.
13-year-old snack
And they're
podcast I'm
80
supposed
years
to
old
remember.
or they're 65 years old or whatever, and they try to look like they're 45, right? And a lot of them are men, and they talk about you can't eat seed oils, right? They're big into the Maha movement.
I used to be like you.
And so, did you guys like this? Did you think it was funny?
Yeah, I think this was a good bit for James Austin Johnson, and it's a nice satire of these douche bro
You've
guys.
probably seen him on
who are out
Instagram too,
there.
right? Like,
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, I think Ben, didn't you watch a documentary about one of these guys?
Oh yes, it wasn't a documentary. It was that Dan Blitzerian guy.
yeah,
He's an insane person.
he's
but
very.
he's-
Brian,
I thought there was a
Brian
documentary that you
Johnson,
watched about a guy who,
Dave
like-
Asprey. They're
Oh
all,
no, sorry. I watched a documentary about the guy who's trying to legitimately live forever.
Right.
He is a multimillionaire, and he takes it's exactly down to the second of the day what he does to
Yeah.
train.
Isn't that
and
Brian
eat
Johnson?
the right
I think his name's
Brian
Brian
Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah, and that guy is fucking nuts. But he's also I truly don't believe after watching that documentary that he's actually trying to sell you something, even though he does sell
Right,
supplements.
right.
That's not kind
He
of
does believe
why.
in his crap,
He
though.
really does
Yeah.
buy into it. So this kind of guy though. That James Austin Johnson is doing is less like him and more like the bro motivational alpha motivational speakers.
the guy that goes on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I used to be like you, bro.
Yeah, of course.
But the funny part about this to me was the escalation of his interaction with Che.
Yeah.
Right. More likely to put a gun in my mouth than a piece of fruit. Holy shit, that's a dark line, and I laughed very hard at that.
And also the 6'2", 300 pounds. Wait, you lost weight and height?
Yeah, I thought this was
It was
good.
funny. It was funny.
I think it could have been in the episode and would have been a great bit, but I understand they only have so much time. So, all right, moving on.
Before we fully move on, let's acknowledge just in case.
Just in case.
We thought we were okay. So if we just didn't realize until just now, the cricket seems to have returned.
our studio cricket.
Our studio
yeah,
cricket.
our studio Jiminy, and hopefully we'll get it sorted out soon.
I hate the fact that Brad cracked so many jokes that didn't land. I had to hire a cricket, and I just won't leave.
Yeah. All right, so we'll just keep on
Let's
talking.
be clear: the cricket was already here in the house that you own. So
I will say this: crickets are terrible this year. It's a terrible year for
Yeah.
crickets. I have 2 in my house. I cannot find them.
Yeah.
thanks, Uncle Nate.
I just want you to know that.
No, I mean,
Guys, crickets are bad
he's
this
just
year.
trying to make
I
me
am,
feel
I am
better,
trying
'cause
to
this
stick up for
sucks.
my buddy Ben. all right?
Why?
Because this sucks to
I
have a
love
cricket
him.
down here, and I love it down here.
All right, moving on to Appliance Store. Kenan Thompson plays a man who assists a couple played by Andrew Dismukes and Ashley Padilla in purchasing a new washer and dryer, played by Sabrina Carpenter and Veronica Slowakowska. But let's go with Ben. Ben, what did you think of this?
I mean, this is, as the kids would say, this is giving John Mulaney vibes with
Yep.
like kind of song and dance routine based on something really normal.
and Veronica Slowakowska can sing.
Oh yeah,
100%.
So yeah, this is definitely more weird than funny, but I will tell you,
That's good.
It started off hilarious.
Yeah.
The first 2 lines that Ashley Padilla and Andy Speaks have are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And amazing. And I highly recommend you just go back if you don't catch them and watch that sketch again, just for the first 30 seconds of it. I laughed hard.
Yeah, I agree. I would you say this is more weird than funny?
More weird than funny.
It is a little bit more weird than funny, but both for sure. But like it leans a little more to the weird, and I was okay with that because we hadn't had enough weird sketches here. Brad, what'd you think?
Yeah, I thought it was fun. You could tell that the audience definitely got fully distracted by Veronica's machine falling
absolutely.
apart.
I don't think they knew what to do with it.
Yeah, it really stopped it dead in its tracks, even though there was still funny stuff happening.
Again, and that's just a shitty audience, man. Like,
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing too, where like it's tough because you are reacting, and it's almost like you're worried. You're like, oh no, like can they fix it, or like it's like there's gonna be a problem. And I feel that, because like you can't help but notice, and then it just kind of like you're paying attention to that. You're not paying attention to the jokes.
Sure.
But obviously it helps that she was supposed to take it off eventually anyway.
Exactly. I honestly was like, oh no, and then when they revealed it, I was like, oh okay, that it really softens it.
I did like though that Dismuke's character fully admits to being attracted to them.
and immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought it was fun, and I liked the nonsensical nature of it, and I liked it.
Yeah, I like that. It is fun. That's what this felt like, fun and weird, right?
We cheated once and I let it go.
All right, moving on. A surprise party at the office doesn't go as planned. Sorry, I'm laughing already, like thinking about the sketch featuring Sabrina Carpenter, Andrew Smook, Sarah Sherman, Ashley Padilla, Ben Marshall, and Jeremy Collane.
Nate, what did you think?
Ashley Padilla, this sketch just made it was one of those things where I'm like, I had a high view of her already, but this one's like, oh, she's gonna be a great cast member.
Absolutely.
This was almost like Kristen Wiig level.
That's exactly what I thought. Like, and how patient she was with it too.
Exactly. That was gonna be my point.
And she was so patient, which it's a risk, right? When you're like,
it's such a risk, and if you fuck it up, you are done.
This episode had some moments where I thought that again there was almost a little bit weird kind of timing. Like, so patience can seem like weird timing. It didn't. It was funny.
Brad, do you agree with me that if this would have been a quote unquote normal played out SNL sketch with a fart, and you don't have Padilla doing what she was doing, this is fine. Maybe even not even that good.
Yeah.
But literally because of the performance
Mm-hmm.
and what she did with it, I'm not joking, boys. I'm calling it right now. It's going to be very tough for any sketch this year to beat this for me.
Really, you loved it so much.
So I'm not joking. I laughed out loud and hard, and I wasn't high or drunk. I was on at noon today, and I'll tell you, every time she paused in that way, it was so unexpected. I lost it.
It's a good point you make there, though, where a great sketch that I think is performance driven is can this sketch be done by anybody? And I don't think it could. I think it needed Ashley Padilla.
The way she closed her eyes, the way she looked up, the way she looked down, the way she said it, the way she paused before, all of it was like comedy for my soul. I was laughing so
I don't know if
hard.
Brad liked this or not. Let's get his opinion.
All right, Brado.
Buddy, what'd you think?
It was awful. No, this was so
This
funny.
was fire.
Also, low key Hall of Fame. The thing that I was most impressed by was how quick they got to the joke. Like, less than 30 seconds.
Yep.
Which is risky, right? Because you're accentuing, like you're going very quickly.
Especially when the first time she farts, they keep it going.
Yeah,
and she keeps like her reaction, and the fact that it was so like muted and like it was just a quiet
No, you have to be super patient for it, right?
It was so funny. And then the fact that like the sketch turns into something even different than the fart too. Like she's like wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like
Wait,
you all
making more than $9.50?
Yeah, or like you're
hourly? Like
I thought I was CSO. No, yeah, we gave you a mug that's a chief snack officer as a joke.
So I haven't been able to fire people this whole time? You were firing people? This was elevated perfect.
Yeah.
This also feels like it could be a recurring sketch. Like she could do some really fun things.
Don't. Yeah, don't
you don't
ruin
have to.
it.
I don't
you
want
could.
it. Yeah, no.
You could though.
Yeah,
I think she's got some still.
If we have any SNL writers listening, don't do it again.
I will say
so good.
To counter Ben just ever so slightly, I think the one problem that I have with this really being like one of the best sketches of the entire season, not only is it early, but the ending sucked. It's the same kind of thing where the White Castle sketch kind of taints Robo Chomo a little bit, and the Party City ending, and also just the slight off timing of Dismukes' line with when the explosion came. It was just like, we were almost right there, guys.
I still all that. That's to me very nitpicky. I think that
no, it's fair,
hilarious.
No, overall extremely funny. I'm curious to see how the rest of the season plays out because I will remember this one for sure.
This is already going to be in the running for sure. But, it's a long season. But right now, this is the best sketch of the year, for sure, in my opinion.
Very funny.
I thought this was very good. But you say it's the best sketch of the year so far.
Yeah, there's only been 3 episodes. I get it.
I know, but I think this next one was incredibly funny. I've been really worried about what to do with the Please Don't Destroy guys breaking up for SNL. Obviously, they're still together as a comedy troupe, but they're not all on SNL anymore, right? And so this is a social experiment. Martin Herlihy conducts a social experiment. It also features Jane Wickline, Cam Patterson, and Veronica Slowakowska. This is a pre-taped sketch featuring Please Don't Destroy's Martin Herlihy. The short film was described as being kind of about racism and Frankenstein's monsters. I loved this. Now, I have been missing Please Don't Destroy. I probably I probably lamented and felt more sad than you two did about them leaving because you know how much I love them. But this felt like Please Don't Destroy back. And Martin Hurley, he was so funny in this. I loved the racism, the like skin color stuff.
Slightly problematic.
I also loved Cam Patterson in this. I thought he was so good.
Wait, you majored in gothic fiction and you don't know who Frankenstein is? That line,
the escalation in this was so good. I just thought it kept on going. It kept on making me laugh. Brad, what did you think?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this, what I liked about this is that to me, it didn't feel like just a Please Don't Destroy sketch.
Yeah.
It actually felt like a mix of Nathan Fielder, Please Don't Destroy, and a little bit of Lonely Island. Like it felt like its own unique thing. You know?
I think he was definitely playing on the Nathan Fielder feeling.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. And so I loved the turns that it took because it kept like changing its approach here and there. I love the ending because it was also kind of sweet and charming. There was just a lot of really cool stuff in this.
So I love Surprise, but I think I love this equally as much. Go ahead, Ben.
I mean, this is very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. I think that because the other one was live and this is pre-taped,
sure,
is probably going to be the difference for me on this one. But I will say the escalation to go from all Frankensteins to then all I didn't see that. I'm like, wow, because I didn't think, wow, that's a lot of makeup. And
Exactly.
Like, oh, that was the budget for this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And then with everybody's a cat in the hat, I'm like, how much money did they spend on this? It was great, man. And Cam Patterson was great. Everybody in it, yeah.
It felt like a 10-1 sketch,
It did.
right? It felt like a weird sketch at the end. I loved it.
Yeah.
These are my favorite type of sketches. This type of humor. I get Martin Hurley. I loved it. Any more comments about it?
No, I just think that they're gonna have to find their footing with the Dan Bulla and what's going on with pre-tapes and things like that. But this is another step in the right direction.
This was interesting as well because Martin Hurley is not a cast member, right? But he's
a
certainly
writer.
started in this. But we don't have a lot of writers doing a lot of acting,
Right?
I can't think of any of them.
Well, John Mulaney did some bits at the Weekend Update desk.
A little bit, but not a ton.
Yeah, but not a This is definitely a more unique situation. But Hurley's been on it before. Do you think that he wrote it for himself though, or did he write it and then they were like, you can do it yourself if you want? Like, how's that work?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder. It's because like he didn't have to be the person who was conducting
He
the
could have
study.
put Ben Marshall in this just as easily.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So I mean, maybe they just figured, he's already been on the show. Why not?
And they're allowed to actually look at it from just a business standpoint of saying like, we our resources are thin, Martin. If you want to put something together on your own, we'll pay for it.
Yeah.
But we're going to be over here doing this because we can't spare anybody else or whatever.
Well, I'm sure it also just depends on the pitch too. Like if he comes and he has something and they think it works, then they'll go for it.
Now, this was an episode that did not have any cameos or guests.
Yeah.
Were you a little surprised by that?
Yeah.
This is the first episode in a long
time. So at the end, right, it's almost like the audience didn't know what to do because she didn't have anybody to thank.
Yep.
So then it was kind of awkward because you're like, thanks to me, and there's no cameos. So you don't even think, because even when there are no cameos, you still go, and thanks to Guns N' Roses for being here or whatever. But having nobody to thank, it's like, and also the crew and the audience.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of just not painful, but just awkward.
Yeah, my take of this episode is I thought it started pretty weak. I know you guys disagree, but I thought it started weak, but it ended very strong. I think the last two sketches were the best sketches of the night. Let's go with your guys' favorite sketch. Mine is, again, this is really hard because I love both of the last two sketches, but I'm going to go with Surprise for Ben's reason. It was a live sketch, and there was a lot of physical comedy, and again, Ashley Padilla was fantastic, and I want to give her props.
Yeah.
Brad, what was your sketch of the night?
Yeah, mine's surprised too.
Yeah.
That, and then I already said MVP.
Yeah, Padilla, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think we all agreed there.
Yeah.
I don't think it was even close. Ashley Padilla was.
And it's
so
not
good.
to slam anybody else. She just was a rock star this episode.
Anybody else
I
you
think-
want to give credit for?
I think Chloe Fineman could have almost gotten it. If it wasn't for Surprise, Chloe Fineman, I was definitely thinking, she's had a really good episode. But yeah, Ashley Padilla, she just crushed it.
I want a special mention to Keenan because he saved. That move really saved that sketch. But also, he does one of the callers for the.
Oh, yeah.
And he's always sexual.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay with it, and it makes me laugh every single time. So honorable mention for
when
that.
he in that sketch when he was still on the call at the end. Yeah, that was
it's
great.
so good.
I'll also say Marcelo had a decent
Marcelo,
night too.
yep.
But again, he's at the level now.
You
where
expect it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's such a good cast
Which maybe
member.
isn't fair,
And
but
Yeah.
honestly,
But it's true, though.
if it wasn't for Ashley Padilla, I would have gone with Sabrina Carpenter because I had
I
decent
think she was
expectations, but she
fine.
crushed it.
Oh, really?
She
No.
didn't take
So-
it out of anything.
And maybe
She-
this-
and she actually escalated.
I think she
quite a
was
few.
fine,
She-
but-
no, she gave. So in my opinion, they gave her a lot to do, and musical aside, a lot to do as a host, and she had to learn it, had to do it all, and she did it at a really high level, and actually escalated rather than just doing the job. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think you're wrong.
You are.
I think for me
Sorry.
for me personally though, from my perspective, just because I think I've been familiar with her longer, I was expecting her to be good. Like I knew she was funny, not just from SNL, but because she was on Girl Meets World, and she was
Gotcha.
hilarious on that show. And I knew she had the performance chops to
Now,
pull it
what's
off.
Girl Meets World?
Do you really not know?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know much.
But no, it's So I was. She did as good as I hoped and wanted her to, and so I wasn't like it wasn't the kind of situation where I was like blown away, like oh man, she's great as a host. I was like oh yeah, of course she's good as a host.
Girl Meets World. It's like, of course, right? Because these days you can't have a Boy Meets World, right?
All right, we would love to know what you think. What was
Who
your
is that for?
No, I did. Let me move on from that.
I don't know.
We'd love to know what your sketch of the night was, who your MVP was. Let us know in the comments of this episode, either on Spotify or on YouTube, if you're watching from there, or Facebook or X. We've got a couple new episodes coming up, but we're going to take a
3
1 week
new
break.
episodes
We got
coming
1
out.
week break though, I think, right?
I believe that's correct.
Yep. October 25th,
actually, technically, I think it's 2 weeks because we're coming back at the beginning of November, right?
which is 1 week. October.
I just mean we have 2 weeks until.
Sure,
We've
sure,
done this
sure.
before.
We have done this
We
before.
have done this before.
All right, so we got next Saturday is a break, and then we have a new episode. Who's that first new episode?
I forgot.
Miles Teller.
That's it.
Miles Teller.
And then we're gonna have 2 first-time hosts come in: Nikki Glazer, the famed stand-up comedian, and Glenn Powell, who's got The Running Man coming out later this year.
Now, I know a lot of people don't think this, but I think he's actually kind of attractive.
No, I think he looks like shit. Also, fun fact: Martin Herlihy has a small role in The Running Man,
He
as
does.
we recently learned. So that should be fun to see what he does there.
So, of those 3, who are you most excited about? Miles Teller, Nikki Glazer, or Glenn Powell?
Glenn Powell.
I think I'm most excited for. Nikki Glazer
Why is that?
because I love when stand-ups host,
Me too.
and I don't know the last time a female stand-up has hosted, but I can't wait for that monologue because that's going to be a good. And
Yeah.
she's pretty aggressive, and I want to know what they're going to let. her
I'm
get away
willing
with.
to bet the last female to host was probably Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer would have been, yeah. But no, she's so biting and so funny. I really do. I'm so glad to see this. So I really am excited to see what they
I
can do.
actually had a thought a while back when she did. I think it was the Mark Twain Prize for Conan O'Brien. I was
Yeah.
like, why hasn't she hosted Saturday Night
Yeah,
Live?
she is so accomplished and so brilliant
Yeah,
and so funny.
she's
I'm
very
a
funny.
Big Nikki Glazer fan.
All right, if you will look at the last Miles Teller episode, he hosted in 2022 with Kendrick Lamar as a musical guest. Cold
Musical
open,
Ghost.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cold Open was the Manning cast. Do you remember that one?
Yep.
Yeah, that was good. I actually like that one. And then we had Send Something Normal, where they have to actually say something normal via text.
Wait, what are you
And,
doing right now? I don't understand.
I'm just trying to see if there's any
recurring
more,
things
recurring
that might
bits
happen.
there.
Oh, bits. Oh, I thought you were trying to figure out the
No, if there's anything there.
stand-up
The
comedian.
Charmin Bears, that was a great one, right?
Yep.
But honestly, looking through there, not a ton. AMC theaters, but yeah, exactly. Nah. Grimace. Do you
Oh,
remember
that
that
was
one?
pretty funny.
But I don't know. I don't think that anything there will come back.
We'll
So.
see what happens. One thing that we might do is, even though we will be taking a bit off, is and we'll have a new episode of our movie podcast, Go Flix Yourself, if you haven't checked that out. But we'll probably do an in-between kind of bonus episode talking about the new documentary that's available on Peacock right now called Downey Wrote That, which is about the legendary Saturday Night Live writer James Downey, who has done everything from writing all the OJ jokes with Norm Macdonald to coming up with a lot of the George W. Bush material, including the famous strategery. So many things Jim Downey has done. You probably have no idea how just
Many times
iconic
we've
of a
laughed at
writer he
sketches
is.
that
Yeah.
he did
Would you say outside of Lorne Michaels, probably the most influential person on SNL?
just through sheer percentage of sketches written alone. Yes,
Yeah, absolutely. He's
and that's not a bad thing.
yeah, he had
That's
a
amazing.
long tenure as a writer spread out across several decades and different periods and stuff. So just
Also made out with Jonah Hill.
of course.
And the people that have been on SNL, people that wrote on SNL, like Conan O'Brien, say he is the funniest person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And you're in a club of funny people, and then when somebody walks in, you're like, oh, well, he's the funny
guy.
So when Jim Downey walks in, he's going to be the funniest guy in that writer's room, which is obviously something to behold.
Yeah, unless Kevin James walks in.
Oh, no, he'd somersaulted and fart.
That's right.
All right. Well, we'd love to know what you think of this podcast. Again, rate and review it. We'd love to keep this conversation going, even when we don't have a new episode. So like us on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube if you haven't. Let us know.
Take a second. Let us know what we're doing. Right or wrong.
You can also go to our website, the10to1.com. Leave us an audio message and let us know what you thought of this episode. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. Again, go to Go Flix Yourself if you want to listen to us on another podcast. The same three guys talking about movies and a little bit of TV.
That one's
sometimes.
rated R.
And
This one's not.
we'll be back here in a couple of weeks. Thanks so much for listening. Be good to yourself, be good to others. Bye-bye.